Welcome to Home Biz Tax Talk. My name is Lysandra Everett. I am the Home Biz Tax Lady and Principal Owner of Everett Tax Solutions, where we help you win the tax game. Home Biz Tax Talk airs Monday through Friday. When you tune in my show, you're going to hear about topics that are important to the small business community. So I wanted to spend today talking about the weekend at the Tax and Accounting Summit 2021, share with you some of my takeaways. And let me tell you one thing, y'all. I had such a fantastic time. Okay. like for real, had a good time. But in the having of the good time, there were, definitely some takeaways. So I was invited to talk about cryptocurrency taxes, which was awesome. We had some amazing, absolutely amazing speakers that were in the lineup. Dr. Cosette White. We had America's favorite EA, Tim Lynn Bowens. It was a laundry list. There was Dope CFO, Andrew Hunziker. There was Ryan, I think it's Von Cannon. And if I'm sorry, if I mispronounced your name, Ryan, he was there talking about building legacy wealth and, tax planning and just all of the things. So there was so much information covered in that, in this weekend. So one of the things I will tell people who attended the summit, whether it was in person or virtually, take away one or two things. There's too much. There was too much that went on in that weekend for you to do it all, right? So take away one or two things. There was Ellie Talks Money. I think her name is Eliza Pope. This is my first time ever hearing of her, but evidently I have been missing the entire boat because she is straight fantastic. So again, there was lots and lots of amazing speakers, but I want to share with you some of my takeaways from the weekend. You saw my post. I did all the things. We went to Universal, and I still don't think my voice has recovered from Universal yet, because one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to go screaming at a theme park the day before you speak. It's not a good look. Don't do that. Go scream afterwards. Okay. But let's get down to it. All right. So first of all, one of the first things that I wanted to share as a takeaway is that you always want to build your network. Okay. So you got to get to know other professionals, right? Because if you do this right, you can't help everybody in this world in your business. Okay. So it is great to build a network of people that are in the profession so that you can refer business to each other. We're really talking about having a collaborative effort here. It's not competition. Are we all tax professionals? Yes. But there were, tax pros, there were people that have been in the business for a while. There were brand newbies in the business. There are people who specialize. There were CPAs, there was bookkeepers. So all of us are related in the profession. And so you definitely got to build your network so that you all grow together. It really is about the collaborative effort to grow together. You may come to me with something that I don't do. And if I don't know anyone to refer you to, then how am I really being a resource to you? So this is about growing your network. So you're growing your network within your industry and also growing your network strategically so that not only are you able to refer within your business, but also to other strategic partners as well. Okay. So that's one, build your network. Number two, I want to talk about inspiration versus motivation. One of the things that I heard a lot during the weekend is, oh my gosh, Lysandra, you're such an inspiration. And so I started to ask why. As a matter of fact, someone reached out to me this morning and said that very thing, like, oh, you're such an inspiration. I said, why? What is it about me that is inspirational? But here's what I want to share with you. There's a difference between inspiration and motivation. When you go to these conferences and you have the rah-rah moments and you get the nuggets and all of that stuff is motivational, but motivation is temporary, right? If that's all that you got was something that was external, that felt like it makes you move in the moment, motivation is temporary. Okay. Inspiration is something that's much longer lasting, and inspiration is intrinsic, it's internal. I was reading a book, and gosh, the author escapes me right now, and he defined inspiration as when a dormant spirit comes to life. You are inspired. Your spirit, which is inside you, is then brought to life. So while I am honored to have been told that I'm an inspiration to so many people, but if that didn't wake something inside you, then I was really more motivational than inspirational, because again, motivation is temporary. It's inspiration that's going to keep you going. See, motivation is great when you're in the company of others and you guys are together and you're pushing each other and all of those things, but what happens when you're sitting alone? When you're sitting alone, that's when you need the inspiration, because inspiration is going to keep you going even when you're by yourself. So I just want to make sure you don't confuse the two. Do I like being able to motivate people? Absolutely. But motivation alone isn't going to take you far. It's the inspiration. It's when something awakens inside you that makes you do something different, move differently. That is what's necessary to keep you going. Okay? And then along with inspiration, I want to talk about cognitive dissonance for a moment. So cognitive dissonance, in a broad term, is really when your mind and your body don't quite match. Here's what I mean. One of the best examples that you will find in all the books to explain cognitive dissonance is smoking, right? People know that smoking is bad for their health and all that. You know this, but you keep doing it, right? And so at some point, there is this disconnect between your mind and your body. And so then you're going to do one of two things. You are going to either expand to that new knowledge and belief, or you're going to stuff yourself back in a box. How many of you know that once you take something out of the box, getting it back in the box exactly the way it came isn't exactly easy? You might stuff it back in there, but it's not going to be the way it came, like when you bought the thing brand new, right? So goes with our minds. There were a lot of things that were said to expand your mind in this conference. And if you were, listen, if you know, you know. So there were things that were said and you saw things that expand your mind and help change your belief because you saw for yourself what's possible. And so now you may be struggling, and you may be struggling because you're saying to yourself, this is possible, but at the same time, you're saying it's not for me. And so now you have to make a decision whether to increase your activity to meet your new level or belief, or you're going to stuff yourself back in that box to what was comfortable for you. And trust me when I tell you, it is a lot easier. I didn't say it was easy, but it's a lot easier to grow into that new belief than to stuff yourself back into the box. Because see, when you stuff yourself back into the box, you know there's something different, but you also know that you're making the choice to not believe that it's possible for you, or to not do the work that is required to make it possible for you. Okay, so that's why I say you take that one or two things from the conference and then you implement that and you focus on that, because if you try to do all the things, it will become overwhelming and you won't get anything done. Right? So, but just know that if you have seen it, then it is possible for you, if that is in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing. Let me also add that qualifier. And so if you know that it's possible for you, you now have the responsibility to do what is necessary to get to what you said you want. Okay, so I hope that helps you. All right. The next thing I want to talk about is family, right? I was so honored to have my family come along with me, and my husband and my daughter got to watch my presentation, which was really awesome because they've never seen me really work before. They've seen my videos. My husband really makes me cringe when he decides to pop up a video at the dinner table. It's like, I hate watching my own videos, but having your family with you in moments like these is absolutely critical, because see, when we're at home, all they see is working, 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 right? But they have to know what all the working is for. So when you go to conferences like these, then you're able to show your family either what you're working toward or what you have accomplished. So then your family knows that while you're stuck in the office and giving it 110%, 120% working daylight to dusk and all of that, that hey, there is a purpose behind it. And this is the fruit of that purpose. I know there are folks out there that believe that you don't take your family with you to work, but I'm not that chick. Okay. And so, but your family has to be able to see exactly what it is that you've done, and the things that are possible, right? At this conference, there were people that had left their jobs for the first time. There were people that had made six figures for the first time. There were people that made $500,000. There were people that made $1 million. So see, when your family is in the room and they see those things and they see that possibility, and then they know that, hey, this is what my person, my wife, my husband, whatever is working for, they see that it's possible. So it's not just a pipe dream. Right? But also when your family sees that it's possible, then again, you have the responsibility to do what's necessary to get to that next step for you. So absolutely, when you can, bring your family to these things, as long as there's, they got stuff to do. I mean, my family, like I said, we hit Universal. We went to Islands of Adventure. I got my t-shirt on, y'all. My Velocicoaster t-shirt. Ooh, y'all, that was some good stuff. That was a fun. It had to be a fun roller coaster for me to buy the t-shirt, because I really don't care like that. But man, it was awesome. But even after that, while I was in the conference, my family was out, having a good old time, and they were able to come to the gala and to the award ceremony, and like I said, just to see all of those things happening, and I was just, like I said, just very honored. Out of all of the pictures that I took, and I took a lot of pictures, the one that meant the most to me was the one that my husband took of me on the screen, because he was there and able to see that, and my daughter was there and she was able to see that. My son, he's in college, so he'll have to catch the recording. But I think it is always necessary to make sure that your family sees the work that you've put in and see what's possible for you down the road. And that helps with the cooperation, right? We have to have cooperation with our families, because there will be seasons of imbalance. For tax folks, our season of imbalance is generally January to April. These last couple of years, the season of imbalance has been for like 2 or 3 years. Right? But if your family really sees what you're doing, understands what you're doing, and understands the purpose behind what you're doing, there's more cooperation there. So absolutely involve your family. And the last thing I will say is, have some fun in your business. Okay? One of my previous videos, I shared with you that I was tired and I was really burned out. And I really had not had any fun in the last 2 or 3 years. Okay. This weekend, I was able to have some fun. I left all the work. I left all the work. I have a million emails to catch up on right now. I have some tasks to complete right now, but I was really able to just take some time out and have fun. We had fun. We laughed, we talked, at some point we even got to the point we may even cried a little bit, because, the joy, there was a lot of screaming and jumping up and down and hugging at this conference, right? For me, it was a who's who on my Facebook timeline. I got to meet so many people that I've only been able to connect with on social media. And it was just an awesome experience to be able to see them in person. And so I absolutely recommend doing in-person events, up to your own comfort. But even if you can't make the in-person event, get the virtual going on so that you at least get the content. But, you definitely got to have some fun, because that's going to help you release all the stress and also enjoy the fruits of your labor. If you never enjoy the fruits of your labor, then you lose that you lose the energy behind what you're doing. You lose the joy behind what you're doing. And I have to say that I really did come back feeling inspired. There was just the whole context of the weekend, the totality of the weekend. It changed me. It reminded me of who I was, meaning that it reminded me of why I was doing what I was doing. I was deeply honored to be loved and admired by so many. Really, that's kind of hard to wrap your head around. It was gosh, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm lost for the word, but to have people standing in line just to meet you and take pictures with you, all of that can be just a little overwhelming, just a little. But I will say that I was honored to meet many of you that have followed me for a couple of years and watched my videos and all of that. And I don't say that lightly. I don't take that lightly, because in my mind, with that honor, it also comes responsibility. And if you know me, you know I feel that level of responsibility to make sure that I am very transparent, that I am, I stay on top of my game. I stay up with what's going on in these tax streets, because I don't ever want to pass off any wrong information to any of my followers. Have I done it? Yes, but I've also corrected it. I'm just saying. But I do feel that weight. I do feel that responsibility, because that is my purpose. I teach. That's my gift. And so I feel that responsibility to make sure that for all the people that follow me, that I bring you what you need. That's it. So the Tax and Accounting Summit 2021 was absolutely fire. The next one has been scheduled for the weekend of the 2nd through the 4th of 2022. I'm not sure when tickets are going to go on sale, but I got mine already. I'm just saying, okay? I really am just saying. So listen, I've gone on long enough. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for every person that watches my videos, every person that has commented, shared, liked, whatever. Right? I really do appreciate that. I feel honored by that. And I really do not take your support lightly. Okay? So thank you guys so much. I will see you all next time. Bye now.